go.
So just give us a description. Who's in the picture?
That's sideways? That's
yeah, that's we do that. Sure.
Okay, that is Guion Buford and Chauncey Spencer. This is after he came back from his orbit of the Earth. And what they did is they had Chauncey Spencer and Guion Buford travel, showing the youngest African-American pilot and the oldest African-American pilot.
Okay, next.
That's a picture of the Lynchburg Post Office. And may I point up to the picture? Or
Well, just
okay.
yeah, maybe we can do it.
Okay.
Which one is yours?
Keep on going across. Keep on going across. Keep on going across. Keep on going across. Right there. Now back up right there. Now go straight down. Right there. That's him. That's my grandfather. He was the first African American postal carrier who carried partial post, which is the boxes.
Okay, hold on a second. Put the pen back in.
Down. So they know that's him. With a little bow tie.
Okay, remove the pen. Great, next.
Okay. That is my uncle, Judge Rivers. Judge Rivers was the first African-American judge in the New York Supreme Court judge. He was married to my Aunt Elroy, my father's youngest sister.
Next. Sideways, please. I guess it doesn't matter, but go
Yeah, I
ahead
think
and put it
that's
sideways.
more fun.
That is a picture of you facing from your right to your left. To the right is Chauncey Spencer in San Bernardino, California.
Just do it as you would read it, as you would read a book. Reader's left to reader's right.
Okay, from left to right, we're looking at Lou Fortuna, who was the chief of police at the time in San Bernardino, California, Congressman John Quimby, U.S. Congress, and then we have Chauncey E. Spencer Sr.
As the chief of police.
as the police commissioner of the San Bernardino Police Department.
Okay. All right.
Thank you. That is our great poet, or Pendleton Prize winner, Gwendolyn Brooks, who I have a funny story to tell real quick. When she came down, she was invited down to be the guest speaker for the Ann Spencer christening of her home being a national landmark. And I was told to go to the airport and pick up Gwendolyn Brooks. I had no idea how famous she was. And she said, "You drive real good here in Lynchburg. You want to come back and be my chauffeur in Chicago?" And I said, "Sure." I had no idea who she was. So.
Next.
That is a picture of my father's dog, HERMAN, my father, and yours truly, Chauncey II, in the backyard in Cleveland Street in San Bernardino, California.
Next.
That is a picture of my father and two officials, Don Eggersing, who was in charge of the Air and Space Museum, and they were giving him a model of the airplane that they have there, a replica of the plane that they flew cross country. That is a picture. The smaller picture is Dale White Sr. The larger picture is Dale White Jr. Dale White Sr. was the other pilot that flew from Chicago to Washington, and my father represents himself as he didn't have a brother, and Dale was his brother, and they loved each other. That picture right there is a picture of the dedication of the Ann Spencer home being christened and the plaque being put on by Gwendolyn Brooks, and standing there facing, smiling up against the pole directly across from Gwendolyn Brooks is Senator Charles Robb, who was the brother-in-law of Lady Bird Johnson and married to Lyndon Johnson. On the other side of Gwendolyn Brooks with a hearing aid is my father, Chauncey Spencer, and next to him with a red tie is the first black mayor of Lynchburg, Virginia, and that's CWC, and he was also the principal at Paul Laurence Dunbar High School. That is the same dedication, and the individual standing at the podium is Dr. Lee Green, and he wrote the autobiography, Unfaded Gardens, on Ann Spencer, the Ann Spencer story, my grandmother, a Harlem poet of the Renaissance.
Next.
And what year is this?
This is around 1977. And this is the same function, and she was one of the high school students, Cynthia, who was giving a presentation while all the onlookers sit on, and they were very distinguished individuals. You had the Senate, the Virginia Senate on one side with Chuck Robb and another senator who I can't name.
Okay, next.
This is an interesting picture right here. That is Chauncey Spencer in the center looking down, and these are some of his co-workers when he was a race relations officer at Patterson Field, later Wright-Patterson. And that is after Chauncey Spencer and Dale White came back from the flight cross country, being greeted by Edgar Brown and from the Chicago Defender.
This is in
1939, and that's Enoch Waters. I apologize.
Enoch Waters.
Thank you.
Okay.
This is the flight, this is the plane they flew. It's called Old Faithful. And they had an emergency landing for engine repairs in Sherwood, Ohio. And this is after they fixed the plane. And from left to right, you have Chauncey Spencer, Dale White, Clyde Howard, and Cornelius Coffey.
Okay, got it.
This is on the front porch at the Ann Spencer house after the dedication, where Lady Bird Johnson, from left to right, you have Chauncey Spencer, you have Linda Johnson, you have Ann Spencer, my mother, you have Garnell Stamps, a teacher in Lynchburg, Virginia, and you have the president's wife, Lady Bird Johnson.
Okay, got it.
Same individuals, and this is in Eden Crawl, the writing house that my grandmother has in the cottage back behind her home house, named after Edward and Anne in Portuguese or African, crawl meaning home or place. And that's Linda Johnson, Chauncey Spencer, and President Lady Bird Johnson, the wife.
Okay.
Same individuals, Chauncey Spencer, Lady Bird Johnson, and Linda Johnson in front of Eden Crow.
Got it.
That's all 1977.
This is all 77. This is Chauncey Spencer, Lady Bird, I'm sorry, Linda Johnson, Lady Bird, and standing behind Lady Bird Johnson is my brother, my oldest brother Edward, and the picture she's holding is a picture of Ann Spencer, my grandmother.
Okay, nice.
This is the celebration they had with the two men there. One with his hand extended out is Sterling Brown, and next to him is Chauncey Spencer.
Created a glare
Got it?
when you push down it, yeah. Curl.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's
curling
going.
quick.
Yeah.
It's curling so quick, I knew it was, something had to be distorted. I didn't put a finger on it, so
Okay.
I try to curl it back and try
Okay.
it again.
Okay.
Try it again. I'm good at this.
Okay, yeah, you see me.
What are you doing in my picture?
Okay, that is the two individuals, two male individuals at a function in Washington, D.C. The date is down there, 1979, a tribute to Sterling A. Brown. That is Sterling A. Brown and Chauncey E. Spencer. Sterling A. Brown in the glasses and Chauncey Spencer in the suit.
Stand behind it, Larry, and just put your fingers on either side.
On either side? Yeah.
The thing is, when you come from the top, there's a shadow, but when you come from the side,
It's not as much of a shadow.
no, except we got on your right hand, we got the finger going across the bottom. Can you come out to the edge, or use your index finger, there you go, okay, and then the same, yeah, and then,
Okay.
okay. Got it, thank you.
I think it's the last of the curly ones here. Oh,
Okay.
we got one more that I curl.
Yeah,
So
that should be okay.
I think we got this.
Yeah,
Th-
right.
That is Chauncey Spencer in 1947 at the age of 41, where he was in charge of personnel for the United States Air Force at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base.
Next.
That is a picture that was done at a reunion in 1974, and that's Della Rainey. She's the first captain, African-American nurse down at Tuskegee, and Chauncey Spencer, showing the new revitalization of Moton Field in Tuskegee.
Got it.
That is my beautiful mother. That's Ann Spencer. The year she was married, she was about 20 years old there.
Okay, nice.
And those are some of the offsprings that Ann Spencer produced. From left to right, we have Carol Spencer, my oldest sister. We have Chauncey Spencer standing there, Ann Spencer, We have yours truly sitting on her lap, Chauncey Spencer. I'm sorry, I apologize. That's my baby brother. That's Joel Spencer. Next to that with the striped shirt like my mother's is myself, Chauncey Spencer. The brother with the big feet, that's Edward Spencer. He's the oldest. And then with his arm around her is Michael Spencer standing behind. And my sister, that's a year older, a couple years older than me, is Luan Spencer. And that picture was taken in San Bernardino, California.
And what year?
And that was taken around 1958. My brother was just born.
Next. Good.
Okay, that picture right there has Edward, my oldest brother, my father, my brother Michael, my mother, and my dog, our dog HERMAN. And that picture was taken after he was cleared as being called a communist in Dayton, Ohio in 1953.
Okay, next.
That picture right there was taken at Lockbourne, where they allowed the first black pilot to earn his wings. And that was him right there, the individual standing beside the gentleman with the double-breasted coat. From left to right, his name is Mr. Gould. He's a reporter. I don't know the individual that's the pilot, nor do I know the two officers. But that last guy there, I know him because that's my father. That's Chauncey Spencer.
Okay, next.
And speaking of Chauncey Spencer, Richmond has a museum that's honored my father. And one of the individuals had a plane that was similar to one that they flew. So he took his picture beside that airplane.
Okay, next.
You're not hearing that voice, are you? Oh, okay.
It doesn't, it's not critical.
Okay. Okay, and forgive me for the dust I see on top of the pictures. That is a picture of how we got started. That is I'm gonna have to go from right to left on this one. The individual down there is Warwick Spencer, who was my great-grandfather. And then we have Mary Payne. And I'm gonna have to cheat and look on the back of that picture.
Are they all listed there?
Yeah, they're listed on the back.
Flip it over, Larry.
Can
We'll
you-
shoot it.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, no, I have to take the picture out. I lied.
Ah.
I gotta take the picture out. Can I take the picture out?
Yeah.
Okay, let me do that.
Another one. while
Okay, okay, I'll do this. They can't see me anyway, right? I'm not on camera.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, that is my father when he was about 95 years old, before he died. Okay, here we go. I can cheat now.
Ready?
Yes.
Oh.
You want to do this one?
Yeah, put it up.
You
Put it
gonna-
up frontwards first,
Okay.
and then flip it backwards.
Okay.
Just, sir, if you would just explain that this is,
Sure.
that we're gonna shoot the back of the photo after the front. for
Right.
the-
This photo right here has identified each individual on the back of the picture. This is a family portrait on how the Spencer Payne family got together. And those are my great-grandfather. That's my great-grandfather, my great-great-grandfather, and my great-uncles and aunts.
Go ahead and flip it there.
And you were asking me the year? And we can go
Yeah,
back.
what is the year?
I'm trying to see where
Sorry.
Nelson, there's C. Nelson right there. He was born
Oh,
1886. No, that's Marietta. Where's Nelson?
1872, it says here. Is that possible, the year they were shot? I mean, 1872?
That's
That's
the,
what it says up here.
okay, here, wait, let me get, no, Nelson Payne's down here.
Rose Payne.
There's
Oh,
his
that-
birth
that-
right
those
there.
are her names.
Yeah.
Her
His
names.
birth is, that's Nelson Payne. That's not the right Nelson Payne. There's, they're named after each other.
Uh-huh.
So, okay, Mary Susan Payne was born in 1848. There's Nelson Payne. Nelson Payne was born in 1818. See it right there?
Yeah, as long, we've got
Okay.
all of that captured
Okay,
now, so
good.
everything that's on there is,
So we'll know
This is the
when we
record.
started, and
Yeah.
it's correct.
okay.
Okay.
Next.
Thank you. I'll put that right back in here. Thank you. Okay. That right there is an article, pretty much self-explanatory, from the Richmond Times on my father and some of the successes that he has done. Virginia has been very kind to the Spencer family in recognizing their contributions to this country and to the community.
Hold on a second now, we're readjusting.
Okay.
Size difference. No, that's for Larry's stuff.
These are all big.
Okay.
All of them are huge, yeah.
Next.
This is the first African-American pilot that flew in World War I. Eugene Bullard, who came from Columbus, Georgia, and made his way over to Paris, where he fought in World War I.
Next.
This individual right here, with the next to the end, if I go from left to right, is the Herbert Julian. Herbert Julian was born and raised in Trinidad, thank you. And he flew to this country in 1919, where he became, held the name as the Black Eagle of Harlem.
Okay, next.
This individual right here is an inspiration to aviation and to people. Bessie Coleman. Bessie Coleman was born in Atlanta, Texas, and moved to Chicago, where she inspired herself into aviation, and with the support of Robert Abbott, went to France and learned how to be a great stunt pilot.
Next.
This individual right here, William J. Powell. William J. Powell fought in World War I in the 8th Regiment over in France for this country, and became a founder of the Bessie Coleman Aerial Club in 1928.
Next.
This individual right here was the chief pilot for the Bessie Coleman Aerial Club, and his name is James Herman Banning, and he's from Ames, Iowa, is where he came from.
Okay, next.
This is a great individual here, a very humane individual, humanitarian at his best, Eleanor Roosevelt. Eleanor Roosevelt was very influential in human rights through Franklin Roosevelt's office.
Okay, got it.
Great individual right there, needs more praise than I can give him. Cornelius Robinson Coffey. Cornelius Coffey originated from Kansas City, lived most of his life in Chicago, and started the Coffey School of Aviation. He also taught, out of the 450 fighter pilots that became Tuskegee Airmen, 200 were taught by him at his school there in Chicago, Illinois. Cornelius Coffey. Willa Bernice Brown, a very show-style individual, married Cornelius Coffey later on and became one of the first officers of the Civil Air Patrol along with Cornelius Coffey, and helped to run the training of the Tuskegee Airmen, the 200 of the 450 fighter pilots that I mentioned under the Coffey School of Aviation.
Okay.
Chauncey Edward Spencer, one of my favorites, my father, an individual who has accomplished anything that he ever put himself to do. He has in his book, he says, it's not what you do, it's what you do with it.
Okay.
Harry S. Truman, a hero to us all, the door that opened for integration and fair treatment for people within this country. Harry S. Truman, senator, now president.
Next.
Charles Alfred Anderson and Eleanor Roosevelt, the historical picture where Eleanor Roosevelt takes her first flight with an African-American pilot, proving to America that if the president's wife can trust an African-American to fly, then anybody should.
Next.
Grover Cleveland Nash. Grover Cleveland Nash, a member of the National Airmen's Association and the first African-American to carry aerial mail between Illinois, Milwaukee, and Indiana. Benjamin Oliver Davis Jr., a man that was silenced and it never broke him. The son of the first African-American general under Executive Order 8802, Roosevelt's Fair Employment Act, promoting him to general, his father. B.O. Davis was in charge of the Tuskegee Airmen, 332nd Fighter Group. Noel Parrish. If it wasn't for Noel Parrish, there wouldn't be any doors open. Noel Parrish opened the doors for individuals in the Tuskegee Airmen and went back and fought for them to get into the action, because if it wasn't for the efforts of Noel Parrish, we probably would have still been flying off Mississippi somewhere.
Next.
In honor of Chauncey E. Spencer, the year after he died, the Washington Post put him on and wrote a full-blown article on him called Flying in the Face of Prejudice. Chauncey E. Spencer.
Okay.
Thank you.
That's great. Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Thank you.
That's it. We done.